Hi, my name's Bradley and I worked on an event for Dorset Search Dogs.
We did an event for Julie's house and it was called Mystery of the Riviera, and it was a murder mystery dinner dance sort of evening, and we raised just under 1,700 for them.
Okay, so our event was the Student Record.
Hello everyone, my name is Naz and my client for my live event project was Autism Invested.
Hello, my name is Stephen Hill and my live event was called Tuxedo Junction for Full Africa.
My event was the IoT video conference with a school in Macau, and my client was actually Bournemouth University, School of Tourism.
Now I ain't need nothing else, no one else but you and it ain't me.
I'd say it was the teamwork and working in the group and working on different aspects of the event. I was involved with a lot of the risk elements, but I also helped out with finance and the logistics of the event. So I think it was just sort of getting people together and putting the event forward was the best part of it.
I think seeing the final check with the amount of money that we raised.
And we had, for the murder mystery, we had a live performance from actors to make the event immersive, and we wrote and scripted and staged the whole performance, so to see the whole night come together successfully.
Our proudest moment was probably when everyone had written how well organised the event was in the guest book.
I would say my proudest moment was doubling our target. So the event raised £250, we raised £500 and we got a whole lot of volunteers as well.
My proudest moment was raising over £1,000 in pre-event fundraising.
The moment was seeing it all finally come together on the day. We had so many issues, and like working as a team in communication, we were a really big group, there were 7 of us. So actually getting it all together on the last day when it all happened was actually felt like a miracle.
Take it in, it's all here. You and me, no one else.
You come across different issues when you work with different businesses, and we had different clients, collecting money and little things like that, and working with the council to ensure our venue was all ready to go. And I think it's just the small details are always the hardest ones to sort of overcome half the time. So yeah, I think it's just keeping good communication and then you'll get there.
I think we were quite dependent on the help that we were going to get from the client, like selling tickets, but that wasn't initially there, so we underestimated how hard it would be to get people to come to the event, so that was like our main obstacle that we had to overcome.
I think a problem that went wrong was the teamwork. I think we didn't organise ourselves properly, and different people had different ideas, so I think that was an issue.
The issue that we had was that one of our suppliers actually went bankrupt 1 week before the event took place. So the best thing to do in that situation is just not to panic. It helps so much. Stay calm and then you'll be fine. You've got all the lecturers helping you out as well.
The biggest issue that we had was selling tickets, and we only really managed to sell them right at the last minute. So my recommendation would be to try and sell as many tickets as you can right from the start, pre-planned as soon as you can.
Our biggest issue was coordinating everyone. As I said, there were a lot of people in our group. So trying to get everyone to do the right thing at the right time for the right person, that became a bit of an issue. We had some posters printed that actually gave a completely wrong time, completely wrong room, and we only realised like 3 days before the event, so you had to do like last minute printing and getting that to print. So that was like the most nerve-wracking bit.
From the deep of Atlantis to the top of Everest, happy we're all.
I would say, teamwork again is massive, keeping communication really tight, making sure you're talking to people all the time, and just planning early, being well in advance of any deadlines you set yourself, and just enjoying the experience really. I think enjoying it is most important.
I think just don't panic if something doesn't go to your initial plan, because everything works out in the end, and most of the time it works out better than what you expected. It's really not worth the stress that you put yourself in. You have to just trust that your event's going to come together in the end, and they will do. So yeah, it'll be fine.
My recommendation for the second year is just to prepare that there is a bit of a jump from the first to the second year, that you might quite harshly. You've got to put that little bit extra work in to get the grades.
Second year is a step up from first year. So even though it's more challenging, it's still really fun. I'm sure you will all enjoy it.
My recommendation for second year would be to try and do as much as you can after lectures, just to get hold of the subject.
Recommendation, don't freak out. We had so many arguments with people who were like screaming and panicking. Stay calm, like, it'll all come together in the long run. and before you say something, take a deep breath and think about what you're going to say.
It's happening.
Yeah, it was a great experience. They were a fantastic group and full of ideas and very well organised. And yeah, we were really impressed with it. It's really nice to be on the other side and be the client and see the new ideas and the new talented students coming through and working with them as well. So it's been a really good experience.
It was a really good experience this year. I worked with a group of girls who were extremely professional, friendly, approachable, creative, motivated. So I've had a really good experience with the girls this year. They worked really hard, they stuck to all their objectives, and they pulled off a really good event. I would say always have the objectives in the back of your mind throughout all of your planning and your pulling off of your event. Don't be afraid to ask questions. We are clients, but we're here to help. So please do ask any questions. We're only an email or a phone call away. And if anything, it's nice to keep regular contact, so always keep in touch with us. And enjoy it. Don't worry if it fails, because that's part of the experience and that's part of the process, and that's why you're doing these live events. And enjoy it.
Well, every year the group of students get better and better, so the quality of events get better and better as well. This year's group students, we've had a wide range of events, from relatively small events in the atrium to people who've taken over 1 hectare of Slade's farm to do their Search Notes events. So it's been quite a diverse group of events. But what impressed me was the high standard that each group maintained in the event. So we were quite impressed with the quality of the events this year.
Second years this year were absolutely awesome. Every group I worked with just produced a phenomenal event. None of the events got below a 2-1. And I just think that they were really, really high quality, and the students were really enthusiastic. I think that's really important from the library.
The next thing, other than communication, students have raised the issue of having a formal leadership structure. Groups would have started events saying that we're all equals, we work as a democracy and vote and stuff and so on. And in practice that doesn't really work. So you want to elect a team leader, and if that's not the right person, you want to get rid of them and get another team leader, but you want to make sure that you've got a team leader in place. And last but not least, I think personally that students can work to support each other across groups a bit more than they do at present, because people tend to think, well, I've got my event and I've got to do well in my event, but you're not actually competing with each other. You've got objectives you have to achieve, and you can get there on your own, or you can get there by working with others. So that's what you want. That's what I'd like to see more of from teams in the future.
I would recommend bear with the clients. There are some people that had some real issues with clients this year, and I think every client works differently with students, so you really need to be flexible and also have a problem. You need to be able to solve problems really quickly. And obviously the tutors are there for loads of support and everything. So just work hard, and the event will be a great success.